So, ladies, I just want to say, once I had a love, and it was a gas, something, something, heart of glass.
You know, Hong Kong was supposed to be a fresh start for me.
A fresh start, really? At 24?
I think my marriage is over.
Has David been home?
No, ma'am.
What am I still doing here? Do you ever imagine yourself living a completely different life?
Nicole Kidman is in this. And most of the time your character's having these heavy scenes. So, like, we see it in the trailer. How was it just kind of shooting that fun cafe scene? I don't know, was this music going at the same time too? Or how did they put that in later?
No, what they would do is they'd start it and then they'd have to cut sound so that they can add it in later. So they would start the song, cut, and then we would be dancing and singing. So it was a blast. It was so fun. And it was one of my favorite scenes to shoot. I loved getting to eat noodles and dance. I mean, what could be better? Let alone adding Nicole Kidman to the mix, I mean, it was a pretty great day. And we have such great chemistry. She's so, she's so generous as an actor. She's going to give you 110% so that you can bounce that right back. And it's what a scene. It's such a great scene.
Working with Nicole, I mean, it's the elevation, right? I think she brings such a level of artistry and craft, and it's just this pure, utter liftoff and launch pad for yourself, right? And I think once we're together, it's this beautiful thing where, because her standards are so high and her reputation is so high, as well as her craft, that you want to meet it. And then what it's great is, like, she's very open and giving for us to move beyond that, right? And I think that was the wonderful experience that I had, especially working opposite her and especially working with Lulu to craft this and into our show.
I read the book when I auditioned for it, and that was because I didn't have the scripts at the time. It was only the sides, and I like information. Sorry, and I have talked about this. We like to know stuff. So I read the book, and then I really only read it once just to get the information that I could get. And then as soon as I had access to the scripts, I was reading the scripts pretty constantly to figure out what I wanted to pull from the book in terms of kind of inner monologue and things that are internally happening for Mercy, and then focusing on the physical scripts of what's really actually happening in our show.
I did. When I got the audition, I read the book just to sort of get a real understanding of the world and the tone, and also get to know Hillary a little better, because I only got the sides. I didn't have the full script. And there were just a few things in the sides that I just felt so confused on. And so I just thought, all right, I need to get the information so that I can get a better understanding of what the story is telling. And then I was able to have, and I mean, I also read it once because I also want to be able to be flexible enough with the scripts, and that if they start to go a different direction or, play around with time more like we did, I need to not get too attached to the book, but I wanted the groundwork.
Jack, I'm a huge fan of yours, man. Boardwalk Empire, Mayfair Witches, and I mean, my hair is, it's kind of, I'm trying to do my Jack Huston and everything.
You kind of have a Richard Harrow hair right there. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
And I gotta say, man, I saw a lot more of you in this series than I thought that I would.
Boy.
You're part of two different series. One's based on a book series. This is also based on a book. So I was wondering, do you pick up the books and get inspiration from your characters reading the books? Or was it separately for each show? It's just you do the character differently?
I actually didn't read the book until after I'd finished with this. Purely because I didn't want to have two separate ideas of what we were making. I think once you decide, that's why it's got to be adapted. There is artistic license, which I know that Janice Y.K. Lee said she wanted that. She really wanted people to, Lulu and the writers to take the book and run with it and, create something unique and original in many ways, and obviously always going back to the book. But it's great this was an amazing story that sort of had to be told, and thank goodness, Lulu Wang was the person to do it, because she's just one of the great filmmakers and somebody who understands the human story, the human aspects to a story, and wanting to really explore things and go deeper. And this was, yeah, as you said, you got to see a lot of me. I wouldn't run around naked and put 27 pounds on for just anybody. Well, maybe I would. Yeah.